Hi, collective. So I'm going to go ahead and do a reading for you because I feel like it is time. I've been having this nudge. Spirit has been asking me for so long, but I've been so busy, so I don't really have, the energy. But now I feel like I do. And I think that this is the right time for it. So let's dive deeper and we're going to see what it is that you need to know. All right? Spirit, show us what this collective have to see today because I feel it very deeply. Someone needs this message. If you resonate with this message, please take what you resonate with and leave the rest behind. Because again, this is a collective reading, so it's a general reading, and it's not everything that's going to apply to you, but it will definitely. There is a message for you somehow. Okay, so Spirit, show us what messages do you have for collective at this moment. Wow, somebody's been really hard at work. You've got the Eight of Pentacles. You also have the Knight of Swords. All right, so this is talking about taking risks. All right, this is talking about like, you know that this is the kind of thing that you need to do. And oh wow, so my light just shut off. So this tells me that, let me see if I can fix it. I'm telling you, this tells me that this is something that you've been kind of putting aside or not wanting to pursue it because you may be afraid. You may be afraid of taking that risk. You see how this guy is on the broomstick and he's just having all of these birds. And to me, birds talk about messages. So maybe there are people in your life that may not want you to pursue this thing, right? Or you may have already put a lot of effort into it and someone's telling you, hey, you know what, let's call it quits. But Spirit is saying do not call it quits, because right now this is a great opportunity, a really wonderful opportune time for you to continue, because I'm telling you, you are reaching that threshold, my friend. You're definitely reaching that beautiful point of receiving, I'm not kidding. A lot of people in my life right now has been receiving a lot of good luck stuff. It could be that, opportunities are arising and they've gotten offers, really great offers, finding money out of the blue, things like that. Obviously, stay safe. If you see money on the ground, don't pick it up because, there's a lot of safety stuff going on. So I'm not saying that, but like money coming to you in such a weird, strange, very different kind of way. Your idea, right? Spirit is saying this right here. It's the Knight of Swords. So it talks about action and taking inspired thought. Like whatever it is that the idea that you have right now is gonna be lucrative. Put that work in, my friend. All right, collective? Put that work in, because Spirit is saying it is going to be lucrative for you. I feel it. I see it in my mind's eye. I feel it in my soul, not just my heart. I really feel it in my soul. So I feel like you are going to be going through some changes, right? Very, very important changes. Now, what are some messages, Spirit? What are some messages for this specific collective? Okay. Okay, just be careful with fake accounts though, and then somebody forging. So make sure you check. All right, check your paperwork and all of those things. Although I do see a lot of good luck coming for you, because obviously there has to be a balance, right? But it's not a big deal. Like if you just kind of make sure that if you start that business, you're reading all the fine print on the contract. If it requires, if you're whatever it is that you're pursuing pertains or contains a contract, make sure that you are reading it very, very meticulously, okay? I don't know why I'm talking like that, because usually I do not talk like that. I feel like you are a very deliberate kind of person. I feel like you, my collective, and I am speaking to every person that is watching right now, trust in your ability to really manifest what it is that you want in your life. right? To better yourself, to better your career, your finances, to just live better. Spirit, show me more. Friends, somebody needs boundaries with friends, okay? So because this opportunity is coming towards you, you have to know which friends are actually rooting for you and which ones are basically fake, right? Fake accounts or fake personalities or fake traits, right? They may not like you, but they still want you around, kind of energy, which is pretty sad, I must say. But, you know, just forgive them and move forward, because you don't want to dwell in that kind of energy. Walk away, right? There's somebody here that needs to walk away from a certain relationship. I'm not saying go ahead and have a divorce, but I'm just saying either learn how to walk away from something. And if you say that you forgave someone, this just popped up into my head. If you say that you forgave someone and you're trying to make it work, Spirit is saying you cannot put that back into their faces. It's just not gonna, it's not conducive to your relationship growth, right? So you need to understand that. If you do want to move forward, then you must move forward, because that's the only way to get to that 10 of Pentacles, right? Is for you to be able, forgiving someone does not mean that you, it doesn't mean that you have to actually say it to their face. It's just basically you deciding, hey, I'm going to forgive that person because I'm going to give myself that opportunity and that fair, treatment to kind of not hold on to things so that I can actually move forward. Because if you've ever tried running with weights on, it's heavy. It's friggin' heavy. So Spirit is saying, do not run with those weights anymore, right? You need to go ahead and get away. Listen to your intuition. Again, 10 of Pentacles, all right? It came out twice. So that means that you are meant for more. You're meant for abundance, joy, just things that are supposed to be, just honestly, I feel like you are meant to do great things in this lifetime. And if you can just do those other things that came out, like with the boundaries with friends, letting go of fake people, definitely changes, because I keep looking at my dragonfly pin. Change is coming, and this change is crucial. This change is going to actually catapult you from one position and really expedite your position in life to like 10. So this is really like, this is telling me that the changes that you are embarking, probably maybe you're making changes in your health, making changes in your body, making changes in your thought process and the way that you think, your mindset, right? So this tells me that whatever changes that you are making currently, most likely it is good for you. So if you know that you have a certain vice, Spirit is saying go ahead and make those necessary changes so you can live longer. Okay? Let me put this back here. I'm going to do some time oracle cards because I feel like we need some kind of timing here. Spirit. So Spirit is saying there are 3 pathways, 3 timelines for this collective. Sorry about that. I got interrupted. So you see how I'm saying there will be interruptions in your life, right? But you have to stay on course. You've got, so somebody has in a few months, right? Because you got to remember everybody's timeline is different. And in this collective, there are 3 different pathways, right? Timelines. So in a few months for a certain amount of people, and then the other one is later than you think. So whatever you're thinking is a little bit later than that, which is normal. Delays are definitely, I always feel like whenever you have a delay, it's because it's rerouting to a better path. So always think like that. And then more than a year. All right. So I hope that helps. And I will see you in my next one. If you do like this, feel free to subscribe. Bye.